Hello, I'm Bruce Sawalski, author of Canadian Wilderness Survival and Chief Instructor of the Boreal Wilderness Institute, a small outdoor education company based in Edmonton, Alberta, and specialized in teaching practical survival, navigation, and wildlife awareness skills to those who travel and work in the wilderness. Today I'm going to talk to you about the 24-hour rule and how it affects keeping your matches dry and effective when we travel into the Canadian wilderness. The 24-hour rule ensures that our matches are dry for extended periods and will actually work when you need them the most, in cold, wet weather after the container is exposed to moisture for extended periods. Today, I will be using a basic Coghlan's plastic matchbox, a fairly common and basic item that will be found in nearly every camping store or section and costs between $1.50 and $2 each. So here's how the 24-hour rule works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a little bit of cotton batting inside the match container, then I'll seal it up thoroughly, and once it's sealed, I'm going to put it in this glass jar, and I'm going to put a weight on top of it, and I'm going to leave it for 24 hours to ensure that this match container really passes the 24-hour rule, i.e. the cotton batting inside stays dry for 24 hours underwater. So I'm going to place the cotton balls, 4 of them, inside the container, and then I'm going to seal the container up. And this plastic O-ring is really what makes this container work. And I'm going to give it a nice tighten just to make sure. Then I'm going to put it on top and place a weight in the bottom. So this ensures that it's there. And you'll notice there's no bubbles coming up. That's a sure sign. Every metal container I've tested, other than one of the more fancy ones, is always failed this test immediately. So we'll come back in 24 hours and see how our match container is doing tomorrow. Well, let's see what the results are. Well, we're back, and it's been a little over 24 hours, and we're going to get ready to check this. I'm going to take the weight off it, and strangely enough, it bounces right to the top. That's always a good sign. I'm going to open it up, move back a little bit so you can see. Just wipe the water off the edge of it so we don't get any water in the inside. And then I'm going to slowly open it up. There it is. I'm going to wipe my hands. I'm going to pull out a piece of perfectly dry tinder, as you can see right there. Absolutely perfectly dry tinder. If we're going to carry matches, we might as well pack them properly, and always remember only to carry strike anywhere matches with us. So the last thing I'd like to remind you about is how you fill these up and what you should do. So there's the container itself. That's the match container. There's the dry tinder that we actually had. And what you see there is 22 strike anywhere matches and a very small piece of sandpaper. So what that sandpaper I'm going to do is just place that inside so I always have a good quality striker kept dry for conditions. And here's the 22 strike anywhere matches. These containers will take up to between 22 and 25 matches. And you can actually put a piece of this cotton batting in as tinder. I prefer making my own tinder instead of just taking a piece of cotton, but both of those work. And then make sure you don't cross-thread the cap when you're putting it in. So it does take a couple of tries just to make sure it's right. And there we are. A sealed match container that will last for 24 hours underwater, contains between 20 and 25 strike anywhere matches and one piece of good tinder.